Hello everyone, I'm Professor S.R. Patil, Department of Information Science and Engineering, BLDCET Vijaypura. So I would like to welcome you all for this data analytics concept. So in this today's lecture, I'm going to teach you decision tree which comes under data analytics. So we'll see what is data analytics. So coming to the introduction of data analytics, that is decision tree. So we'll see the introduction of decision tree. Decision trees are simple, hierarchically structured. Okay, please pay attention. The decision trees are what? It is a simple, hierarchically structured way to guide one's path to a decision. So here, the decision tree may be simple binary one. For example, whether to approve a loan or not. Okay, it's like yes or no question. Okay, so or it may be a complex multi-valued decision. For example, as to what may be the decision diagnosis for a particular sickness. So doctor has to take the decision based on all the history of the patient. Okay, so that is little bit difficult and it is a complex one. Okay, so for both the cases we make use of the decision tree, and that is simple and it will be in the hierarchical structured manner. And mainly remember this, decision tree learning is one of the most widely used technique for classification purpose. Okay, so normally we use decision tree for the classification purpose. Its classification accuracy is competitive with other methods and it is very efficient. Because of it is very efficient, it has become more popular and widely used technique, that is decision tree, which is in the hierarchical structure. The, the classification model is a tree called decision tree. So this is a brief introduction about decision tree. So next we'll see what are the algorithm, like how algorithm can be used. Decision tree algorithm. So here we have, it employs the divide and conquer method. All of you know what we mean by divide and conquer. Okay, as I told you, it is a hierarchical form. Based on divide and conquer method, like splitting attribute, we are going to split the many number of branches. Okay, so with an example we can see later how this divide and conquer method works. Recursively divides a training set until each division consists of examples from one class. So here we have the 5 steps in this algorithm. So we'll see one by one. Please pay attention, which is very important. Once you understand this decision tree algorithm, then you can able to construct the decision tree easily. What is the first step? The first step is create a root node and assign all of the training data to it. This is the first and foremost everybody has to do. Like, we are going to create the root node first. Okay, after creating the root node, then there will be branches will be there, isn't it? Okay, so here the second step is select the best splitting attribute. So here we are going to select the best splitting attribute. So based on what we are going to select, that I'll tell you based on the least error value. Okay, so we'll see this particular concept in detail later part. Okay, then third step is add a branch to the root node for each value of the split. So we are going to, what we are going to do, we are going to add the branch. So as I was telling, the splitting attribute, the splitting attribute here, the which variable to use for the first split, that is a question will arise, isn't it? So how should one determine the most important variable for the first branch and subsequently for each subtree? So here I am talking about the branches. Okay, so which splitting attribute will be considered as this particular branch, whether we should add to the left or we should add to the right, isn't it? So algorithms use different measures like least errors as a splitting attribute and information gain. So these are the splitting variables that provide the most benefit. The third step, as I told you, add a branch to the root node and for each value of the split based on the splitting attribute. Then fourth step is splitting the data. We are going to split the data into mutually exclusive subsets along the lines of the specific split. So based on this specific split, we are going to split the data. Then fifth step is repeat the step 2 and 3 for each and convey for each and every leaf node until the stopping criteria is reached. What we have to do? We have to repeat the step 2 and 3. Okay, what is the step 2? Step 2 is splitting attribute and step 3 is adding the branch. We have to perform these two steps until when? Each and every leaf node until the stopping criteria is reached. So what do you mean by stopping criteria here? The stopping criteria means like when to stop the building the tree. That is a question will arise, right? So there are two major ways to make this determination. So one is like the tree building can be stopped when a certain depth of branches has been reached and the tree becomes unreachable after that. When it is unreachable, you can stop that. The tree can also be stopped when the error level at any node is within a predefined tolerable levels. If that is a like error level, tolerable level, then we can like stop the criteria. What we are going to stop? We are going to stop the criteria. That is, these all are the decision tree algorithm. Like there are how many steps are there? These 5 steps. It's very simple. First, we are creating the root node. Then we are going to select the best fitting attribute. Okay, I will tell you. I have told you like what are the criteria we're going to consider. Then adding the branch. Then split the data. Then we have to perform the 2 and 3. Step 2 and 3. Okay. Finally, we need to stop the stopping criteria will be reached. Okay, so that is how we are going to stop this particular algorithm. Understood this? So once you understood, then we can see the example how this decision tree problem can be constructed. Okay, so move on to this. Okay, so this is an exercise. We have decision tree problem to predict play. Okay, so what is the problem here? This is an exercise to create a decision tree that helps make decisions about approving the play of an outdoor games. The objective is to predict the play decision given the atmospheric condition out there. So they have given some atmospheric conditions. Okay, so based on this atmospheric condition, the decision is should the game be allowed or not. This is the question. Okay, so for this question, so this is a problem we have. Okay, so you understood what is the problem. So here the problem is like how to select the best fitting attribute. So this is a like criteria. Outlook is sunny, temperature is hot, humidity is normal, windy, that is true. So whether we should allow for the game or not. Okay, so to answer this question, one should look at the past experiences and see what decisions was made in a similar instances if such an instance exists. Okay, have you understood? It's very simple. So to tell the answer for this, okay, we need to check the previous data. So here we have the table. Okay, so for this particular criteria, so whether this same instances exist or not in the previous table, we are supposed to check. Okay, so we just check with this. So sunny, hot, normal, true. Okay, whether it is there, sunny, hot. Okay, so humidity normal, it is not there. Okay, leave this. Sunny, hot, humidity normal, it is not there. Okay, next, this is overcast, rainy, overcast, sunny. Sunny, this is mild, okay, which is not there. Sunny, cool, which is not there. Sunny, mild, which is not there. Okay, so this particular instant, which is not existing in the previous table, like past data. So there are like three disadvantages of looking up the data table. So from this we got to know like, okay, this data is not present in the existing table. So what might be the disadvantage that leads to? The first disadvantage is that if there is no exact matching instances available in the database, the past experience cannot guide the decision. Understood? So if the same instances is not present in this particular table, then we cannot able to make a decision. Okay. Then second disadvantage is that searching through the entire past database may be time consuming. I have started from this, right? Okay. So I'm keep on searching like row by row. So which consumes the time depending on the number of variables and the organization of the database. So here I have taken a simple base table. So suppose let base table might be like contains the huge number of records. Okay, at that time it consumes more time. The other disadvantage is that what if the data values are not available for all the variables? Okay, in this instance, if the data for humidity variable was not available, looking up the past data would not help, isn't it? So that particular variable, if it is not present in the existing table, then that particular looking up the table, past data of that particular table would not help in this case. Okay, so if this is a case, like how we can come up with the construction of the decision tree. So we'll see. Okay, evaluating the like attributes. So here we are going to determine the root node of the tree. Okay, so we are going to start with the first one. What is the first outlook? Okay, so here start with the sunny value of outlook. So sunny value of outlook, we are going to start with this. There are 5 instances where the outlook is sunny. Just check with this table. This is 1 time sunny, 2 time, okay, then 3 time, 4 time, and 5 time, isn't it? So how many time is there? Like total 5 times. Okay, so what is the rule? Sunny, if it is no, then we need to check that. I'll tell you now. Okay, in 2 of the 5 instances, the play decision was yes. Okay, so sunny, you just check it out with the play. Okay, sunny, this is no. Okay, sunny, this is no. Okay, then next come over here. Sunny, this is no. Okay, all 3 are no. Then how many remaining? Sunny, this is yes, and this sunny is yes, isn't it? How many times yes is there? Like in 2 out of the 5 instances, the play decision was yes. So, and in other 3 decision, it was no. Understood this? Sunny, the play will be no. For this sunny, no. Second time, no. Then this sunny, there's no. So how many times no? 3 times no. Thus, if the decision rule was that outlook sunny no, then so what is the rule? Sunny no. Okay. So then 3 out of 5 decision would be correct. How many it will be correct? 3 out of 5 will be correct, while 2 out of 5 such decisions would be incorrect. So 2 out of 5 decision will be incorrect, isn't it? There are 2 errors. What does this mean? 2 errors out of how many? 5 instances. So this can be recorded in this particular row. Understood this first one? Then move on to the second variable. Okay, so we'll see that what is the sunny got over. What is the second one? Overcast. Okay, so here for overcast, we'll just check it out the overcast. Okay, the similar analysis can be done for the other variable of the outlook variable. So there are 4 instances where the outlook is overcast. Just check it out overcast. 1 time, second time, third time, then 4th time. How many time it is there? 4 time. Okay, in all the 4 instances, the play decision was yes. So just check it out. Overcast, just check with the play, yes. Okay, overcast, just check the play, yes. Overcast, yes. Overcast, yes, isn't it? Okay, thus if the decision rule was that outlook overcast is yes, I have taken overcast yes. Okay, then 4 out of 4 decision would be correct. Okay, so 4 out of 4 outcome is correct means how many errors will be there? Obviously, while none of the decision would be incorrect, so there are 0 errors out of 4. So how many errors? 0 errors out of 4. So this can be recorded in the second row. Understood this? Okay. So similarly, we have left out with one more. Okay, what is that? Rainy. So there are 5 instances where the outlook is rainy. How many instances? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. Understood? Okay. In 3 of the 5 instances, the play decision was yes. Just check it with the rainy. So rainy, that is yes. Rainy, yes. Rainy, this is no. Okay. Rainy, yes. How many yes? 3 yes. Okay. So this rainy is no. So here 3 of the 5 instances, the play decision was yes. Okay. Next we'll see the rainy. Okay. Check it over here. Rainy F for this decision, for this rule, and in the other 3, the decision was no. Thus if the decision rule was that Outlook rainy, yes, then 3 out of 5 decision would be correct. Yes or no? If 3 out of 5 decision will be correct, then how many will left out? 2. 2 by 5. So while 2 out of 5 decision would be incorrect. Okay. So there will be 2 out of 5 errors. Understood this third one? Okay. So finally, how we are going to calculate the total errors? So adding up errors for all the values of Outlook, there are 4 errors. Okay. So total how many? This 2 and this 2. How many? 4 errors. Are you getting? Okay. Out of how many? 5, 5, 10 plus 4, 14. So out of 14, how many errors are there? 4 errors. That is 4 by 14. Understood? So in other words, we can say that Outlook gives 10 correct decision out of 14 and 4 incorrect ones. So these error nothing but what? 4 incorrect decision. Hope you can understand with the Outlook attribute. So in the Outlook attribute, we have considered the 3 instances: sunny, overcast, and rainy. Okay. A similar analysis can be done for the other 3 variables at the end of the analytical exercise. So other 3 variables, that is temperature, humidity, and windy. So if you do the same operation with respect to all the 3, then we are going to get this. Okay. So temperature, okay, here we have again like hot, mild, cool, isn't it? Then humidity, the attributes are high, normal. For windy, false, true. Okay. So same like what we have done with this Outlook attribute, we have done for the remaining 3. We have got the total errors: 5 by 14, 4 by 14, and 5 by 14. Understood? Okay. The variable that leads to the least number of errors. Okay. So least number of errors we need to check here. So which one has the least number of errors here? Okay, can you please check it out? So here that should be chosen as the first node. So check it over. This is 4 by 14, 5 by 14, 4 by 14, 5 by 14. Which one is least one? 4 by 14 and 4 by 14. The 2 variables have the least number of errors. The least number of errors, how many it have? 2. Okay. So which one? 2 by 14 and 4 by 14 and 4 by 14, which is a tie between these 2. Okay. So the tie can be broken using the another criteria, the purity of resulting subtrees. So how we can make that? How we can break the tie? Outlook has one error-free branch for the overcast value, while there is no such pure subclasses for the humidity variable. Sorry, we are talking about like we need to check the total errors. Okay, so Outlook has how many error free? Just check it out the Outlook. Okay, so here in this total error 4 by 14, 4 by 14 we have considered because this is the least. Again in this Outlook has the least error. For overcast, just check it out, 0 by 4 is there. Okay, so there is no like cases in this humidity. Okay, are you getting? Okay, so for the overcast value, while there is no such pure subclass for humidity variable, thus the tie is broken in the favor of Outlook. Okay, the decision tree will use Outlook as the first node or the first splitting variable. Understood this? Okay, so what is the first splitting variable? That is Outlook. Okay, so decision tree after iteration 1, we have got the Outlook as the root node. So just remember the steps in the algorithm. Outlook is the root node. Okay, then after that, okay, so we have the sunny and rainy. Okay, so here next we need to split the tree. Okay, so from the root node, the decision tree will be split into 3 branches, or we can call it as a subtrees, one for each of the 3 values of the Outlook. Okay, just look at over here: sunny, okay, overcast, and rainy. The sunny branch will inherit the data for the instances that had sunny as the value of Outlook. Okay, this is the first one. Then second one, the rainy branch will inherit the data for the instances that had a rainy as the value of the Outlook. So we have the rainy. Okay, then the overcast branch will inherit the data for the instances that had overcast as the outlook. Okay, so here, however, there will be no need to build further on that branch. There is a clear decision yes. Okay, so clear decision yes for what? Overcast. Okay, for all instances when outlook value is overcast. Okay, so there is no like further classification for this particular overcast. So next we'll have here we have the like sunny and rainy. Okay, again we need to split that. Okay, just remember the algorithm, decision tree algorithm. Just check with the decision, the variable of humidity shows the least amount of errors. So which one shows the least amount of error? The humidity, isn't it? That is 0 errors. The other two variables have non-zeros errors. Thus the outlook, that is sunny branch on the left, will use the humidity as the next splitting attribute. Are you getting? So sunny is there, just look at this, we'll have this again in sunny, rainy. So here you have, just check the humidity. Okay, so humidity, total errors I'm going to find out 1 by 5, 0 by 5, 2 by 5. So which one has the least? 0 by 5. Okay, so I'm going to take the humidity. Okay, similar analysis should be done for the rainy value of the tree. Okay, so here for this, okay, so which one has the least error? So 0 by 5, that is windy. Okay, so I'm going to consider this. Finally, the tree will look like this. Outlook is the root node. So humidity, it was least error, I have taken this. And for the right side, windy was the least error, I have taken this. So what was our question? Our question was, if outlook is sunny, temperature is hot, humidity is normal, and windy is true, whether game should be play or not. Okay, so in this particular case, for the rainy branch, it can similarly seen be variable windy gives all the correct answers, while none of the other two variables make all the correct decisions. So you just check with this using Weka open source data mining platform. So we are going to finally come up with the answer. Just check that the node in that subtree is humidity. First check the outlook. What is the outlook? Sunny. Okay, come to the left hand side. Okay, so what is the next attribute you can get it? Humidity. So humidity is what? Normal. So if humidity is normal, then it is yes. It should be play. Play should be what? Yes. Understood this? So this is how we are going to construct the decision tree. It's very simple. First understand the decision tree algorithm. So once you understand, it is easy for you to construct the decision tree. Okay. So this is predicting using the model. So here, this is like same thing which I have done in the previous one. Not all leaves need to be pure. Sometimes identical instances have different class. So splitting stops when data can't be split any further. So here, this is a final. So we cannot able to split further. That is why we have stop. So that is how the stopping criteria tell. Okay. Decision tree versus table lookup. Okay. So what is the difference between these two? So we have some of the parameter accuracy coming to the decision tree, varied level of accuracy, but table lookup, it is 100% accurate. So generality, general applies to all the situation. It applies only when a similar case occurred before. Okay, this is the difference. Then frugality, only 3 variables needed. All 4 variables are needed. Okay, depends upon the variable. The next criteria, that is simple. Only 1 or 2 questions asked. All 4 variables values are needed. So easy. It is logical and easy to understand. But here it is can be cumbersome to look up. No understanding of the logic behind the decision. So you can expect a question like, what is the difference between, list the difference between decision tree and table lookup. Okay, hope you can understand this. So this is the last topic, that is decision tree algorithm. Okay, so we have seen some of the decision tree steps. Okay, algorithm steps. So we can see what are the decision tree. So here we have 3 decision tree algorithm. Okay, here C4.5, CART, CHAID. What does it mean? So here, this is also called as a iterative dichotomizer. Okay, that is ID3. So CART stands for classification and regression trees. What is this? Classification and regression trees. And CHAID means chi-square automatic interaction detector. Okay, So coming to the what is the basic algorithm? Basic algorithm for this, that is Hunt's algorithm. For this also Hunt's algorithm. Okay, so this is adjusted significance testing. Then developer, this is a Ross Quinlan, this is Brahman, then Gordon Cass. Okay, so when it is developed, this is a year which is developed in this year 1986, and then 1984 that is Cat, and 1980 that is Ched. Types of trees, this is used for the classification, and this is classification and regression trees, and this is classification as well as regression. Then serial implementation, that is tree growth and tree pruning. This is also tree growth and tree pruning. So this is also tree growth and tree pruning. The types of data that is required for C4.5, that is discrete and continuous, that incomplete data. So discrete and continuous, non-normal data also accepted. Types of splits, this is multi-way splits, but here this is binary splits only. Okay, so why I said binary splits? Binary splits means either 0 or 1. Okay, so clever surrogate splits to reduce tree depth. This is multi-way splits as default. What is the splitting criteria? That is the information which is gained. This is Gini's coefficient and others. Some of the criteria we have seen, that is least error also. Chi-square test. Pruning criteria. So clever bottom-up technique avoids overfitting. Okay, so for the Ched, these can become a very large. The last difference, that is implementation. Publicly available, but CAT, that is publicly available in most packages. That is additional packages will be there. So Ched, that is popular in market research for segmentation. Okay, so this is a difference between the decision tree algorithm. Okay, the starting point of all achievement is desire, which is said by Napoleon Hill. With this quote, I would like to conclude this lecture. So I request viewers, please subscribe the channel if you are not done. If you like this video, please please press the like button and share as much as possible. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you once again.